Counting down toward the kickoff here at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Today, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
At their own 29-yard line.
Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
Complete to number 88, Dallas Goedert. At the 32-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Allen. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's DeVonta Smith.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
They'll run the sneak. That's going to be pretty close. Look at first glance that he had it in. He does. First down.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be out of bounds down at the 30. Big-time play for Philly. And even 30 yards.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. He is just gashing the defense right now. 17 more yards with that one.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
DeVonta Smith, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
So while they fail to connect on this one, I don't really blame him for continuing to give his guy a shot in tight coverage. When you have someone as special as he is, you can't only throw him the ball when he's open. It's just not going to be enough opportunities. There's not going to be enough volume. So every now and then, there is a calculated risk where even if it's not the ideal window or situation, you've got to give a guy like him as many chances at the ball as you can. You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself. But they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Allen going to throw for it. That is caught. Dallas Goedert. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
Is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Flowers now to return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him down to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. Not much there, a yard or two down to the 48. Linebacker Fred Warner brings them down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Eagles' 48-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, but we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll try and get there on the ground. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on third down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
Jackson now to throw on first down. He'll run again. And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line. A gain of 26. And it sets up 1st and goal.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up 1st and goal.
Henry, and he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now back at the 4 for 2nd and goal. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. Moving left. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens. The extra point is up and through. And the Ravens come right back to tie it at 7. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Tyreek now to return it. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Eagles offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
They'll run the counter with Barkley. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
This was made by Myles Garrett. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 3. They'll run the draw with Barkley. Ooh, some hitting going on now. He was roughed right at the line of scrimmage.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers and secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it's going to be 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable, incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
They'll try it now with Barkley. And he's going to have the Eagles first down by a couple of yards. They get 5 on that 4th down and 3.
This is a little bit of a tough spot for a play caller, Mike. 4th down, is it close enough that I can run the ball? Is it far enough that I have to risk a pass? That took some courage to call a run play, and fortunate for them, they're able to celebrate after.
Here's the first carry for Tank Bigsby. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on 1st down. A pickup of 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds. Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
3rd down and 3. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He got his man. It's Hill. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Throwing again, it's Allen. Now a screen set up for Barkley. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and
4. Boys, you got this. Let's go right now. One more, boys.
On 3rd down, it's Allen. That one caught by Smith. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal. Tackle made at about the 5-yard line.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It's such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. And at the very least, got to come away with some points.
This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. Here's Barkley. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. And they'll get together prior to the second down play.
5-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
Allen going to throw here on 3rd and goal. He's in. Dallas Goedert. Touchdown, Philadelphia. His second touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2, Greg. He is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have it for this guy.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode. And that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
The Ravens now going to use their final timeout. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now, Jackson. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground. And they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
To the air one more time with Jackson. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call. Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
In motion comes Andrews. 3rd and short, Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And I think this is just a really good quarterback play. You understand you got 3 points in your pocket. Don't try to be a hero on 3rd down and make the perfect pass. Throw it away, and at the end, just come away with points on this drive.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down. That's going to be caught. And he will get the first down. They took a chance, but they convert on 4th and 3.
That's another Baltimore first down.
So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Ravens offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. Had to push through that one tackler, but he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
We got to see a little taste of just the range this defense can play with. How well they can flow outside as this play gets stretched out. No problem for them not only to track the runner down, but stop him before he gets back to the line.
On the handoff, it's Henry. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
Jackson from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
You can see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
A first down throw for Jackson.
Jackson's pass.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 2. On the give, here's Henry. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. He keeps it himself. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Throwing Jackson. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph.
Jackson's pass intercepted. The Eagles take over.
He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And this will not help the cause. He's going backward. Tackled back at at the 8.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down. It's Allen. To the right side. Caught by Goddard. And they're going to get him down right at the 25. He had 2 touchdowns earlier. Looking to see what he can do here in this second half. That grab gets them a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. These two in rhythm. 12 more yards and a first down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
Project, this ain't what you want.
Play action. It's Allen. Nakua snags it over the middle. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Give them 14 on that one. First down, Philadelphia.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and 9. Hill brought in motion. Allen now on second down. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver. Third down coming up.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
Pressure gets there, and down he goes. The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there for the sack.
They really needed that one, didn't they, Mike? I mean, they have to find a way to keep this as a one-possession game. This will at least give them a chance to do so, depending on what happens here on fourth down.
So on fourth down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. Now, fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll start out first down and 10. This is Henry. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
It is second and 9. Now it's Jackson. Now he'll run it. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
He'll take off again. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield. 22 yards, the pickup there. First down, Baltimore.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
Flowers with the catch. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Jackson now. That one into the hands of Jefferson. And that's a first down. It would be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Jackson sacked. A loss of 3 yards. It's 2nd down.
In motion comes Andrews. They'll drop to throw. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
The Philly faithful making some noise on their feet before 3rd down. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews.
This has been a really impressive drive, Mike, really from the start. And this is something defenses want to force offenses to do. Methodically work their way down the field. They've been highly efficient, and now they get another first down.
Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. And it'll be 2nd down. Again, it's Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And he'll get only a yard before he's out of bounds. That's going to set up a 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Work to do, the crowd helping the defense. 3rd down and 9. Jackson up top again. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Gotta have it, 4th and 4. Here's Jackson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to have the Ravens first down, it would appear. Taking a risk on that 4th and 4, but they've got it by a full yard.
4th down. There's no throwing the ball away. There's no giving yourself up. If you're going to turn yourself into a runner, you got to go get it. And that's exactly what the quarterback does here. He's able to put his head down, put his body on the line, pick up the first down, and keep this drive alive.
Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. We'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game.
At the 7-yard line.
Here's second down. In motion comes Andrews. Jackson now on second down. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout, and they'll stop with 28 seconds to go in the game.
And it's third down. Third and long.
And the crowd a major factor now as we get to third down. Now Jackson. He runs with it. Fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. And I think the Eagles have it. Yes, they do.
Recovered by the Eagles.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he's going to give him some breathing room past the 15-yard line. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So it's a win here for the Eagles. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners, as we say, so long from South Philly.